We met at college, actually. Her older brother is in the fraternity I'm in, and we met early on in our freshman year.
Very first party ever.
Yeah. Somehow she ended up dating me, so it ended up working out. So we began really seriously considering foster care earlier in 2020 when we were looking for a home. Every house we looked at, we were trying to consider what would God do with this space. And the more and more we looked, the more and more we realized that God was calling us into foster care, that it is something we considered early when we were engaged. We said, hey, this is something we do along the way.
Maybe
one day we would do this thing. And so we ended up looking into Promise 686. We looked into Faith Bridge, which is a child placement agency, and we did one of their intro courses. And once we did that, it was just...
We joke that if you go to the intro course, you will end up fostering.
You'll end up fostering.
There's never going to be a time that we felt like our lives were fully together enough to be ready. These are the orphans of our country, and God calls us to care for widows and orphans, and we get to come alongside not only these children but also their families as well. You know, the Bible says that perfect love drives out fear. Every single one of those fears has been met with the Lord being enough, and then also with knowing that it's His love that we're giving and not our own, and there's plenty of that to go around. God has covered this entire ministry in His people. We have a care community through renovation. You know, they help give us date nights. They bring us meals. They have tutored. This ministry is done by a community of people.
We also want to normalize what this is and normalize this for the church. Like this is what we're called into, and we're excited and hopeful to see us to continue to step into that as a body.
I think one of the things that I've heard over and over again is, oh, I could never do that. We're not doing it. We and the Lord and our community and all of these people are doing this. It's not us. And so I feel like whenever someone says, oh, I could never do that, I'm like, do you know who I am?
When we find ourselves in a moment where God is tugging our heart in a certain direction, I think it just starts off very basically, the little things that God's calling you into. Is He calling you into a moment of prayer during the day? As you continue to step daily into those things and listen in the small steps, He's going to continue to call you into more and more.
Frequently, as we were stepping into this thought of Peter in the boat, and Jesus is standing there walking on water, and Peter is like, Lord, if you tell me to come, I can come. Like, I can walk on the water if you tell me to. And that faith that if you call me into this, I'm going to be okay. And he does. He walks on water. He is with Jesus. And then he starts freaking out and starts drowning. And even in that moment, Jesus still takes his hand and pulls him up. He's not like, well, you messed it up. If he calls us out onto that water, we can be there and we are with him. And even in those moments when we fail, he is faithful to take our hand and walk with us in it.